What's good, my people? It's your boy 336, and you are now tuned in to another episode of the 336 podcast. I'm here today to tell you that I am ahead, not up to date. Yes, that means I am from the future. Your today is just my yesterday. Spoiler alert. Ain't shit changed. What's up, everybody? Again, you are now tuned in to the 336 podcast, which airs on Sundays and Wednesdays. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can catch up with us and do not ever miss an episode. So let's talk about it today. A lot of things are happening in the world, so we got to get right to it. First, we start out with Brett Hankinson. Brett Hankinson is one of the officers that was involved in the raid that ended with the killing of Breonna Taylor 2 years ago. He was found not guilty just a few days ago of wanton endangerment, which is basically, just endangering people based off your wild radical behavior. He was found not guilty in a court case which jurors presented. They felt like he was just basically doing his job. Officer Hankinson, or ex-officer Hankinson, was seen firing wildly into the apartment of Breonna Taylor, where police were trying to execute an ill-advised, ill-planned raid for some type of drug operation, they say, in plain street clothes late at night. So this is crazy that this was just planned this way. So yeah, officers tried to go in. Breonna Taylor and her boyfriend was there, being that they had on plain clothes and did not announce themselves, which there was conflicting stories there about if they announced themselves or not. Her boyfriend actually fired a shot, and it actually hit one of the officers in the leg. This created a barrage of shots by the police department, firing 32 shots. One shot was fired, 32 were sent back, and that ended with Breonna Taylor being hit 6 times and being killed. And this officer was just in the parking lot, just firing shots, about 12 of those rounds, into the apartment blindly through the screen door, the window. I mean, the shades are blocking it, so you don't know what you're shooting at, who you're shooting at. You could have been shooting your own officers. It was just not well executed on the part of the police department. And yeah, he was not found guilty of doing that. And it's just crazy. It's like they were trying to go into the door. The shot was fired at the door, hitting the officer in the leg. But all of his bullets was found in the parking lot by a car, because he's just out here just shooting up the whole crib, drive-by style. And it just seems like at this point, no one has to answer for the killing of black people. Like, no one has to be held accountable for the killing of a black person when it's a police officer that's doing it. It just sucks because Breonna Taylor was innocent. Again, they were trying to execute some type of search warrant for drug activity, but to this day, the house still has not been searched by officers. They never even searched the house for these suspected drugs. So it just seems like her death comes for no reason, and no one has to be held accountable for her death. And that sucks. Just seems like in this country, no one has to be held accountable for the death of black people. I mean, they fired the officer, but he didn't get charged. So what you did was wild enough to get you fired and have you get removed from your position in your job. But that same thing in the court of law, it doesn't mean guilty, but you're all in the part of law and law enforcement. I don't understand. It's just very contradicting. I just hate that it had to happen like this, and these are the results. The U.S. added 678,000 jobs in the month of February. Unemployment rate has dropped to 3.8%, which, both of these things are beating expectations as far as the expected recovery of the job market. So yeah, it seems like jobs are becoming available. Rates are dropping. People are getting jobs. People are getting back active in the workforce. So y'all lazy niggas need to get on it right now. But be prepared. Watch out for the reverse. I'm gonna call it the reverse. The reverse. Be prepared for that. Also, gas prices are expected to hit $5 in the coming weeks, and some states are already seeing that $5 gas number affect them, $5.34, $5.44. Just imagine diesel prices, it seems like $6, $7 a gallon, maybe in the near future. And it is really, really crazy to think that we're gonna be paying $5 a gallon. That's gonna be normal. So man, I'm telling y'all, get y'all gas while you can for the low, and just sit your behind at home. Just sit down, save that little, $3, $4 gas that you got right now while you can, because it's going to five. And don't call me for no ride, because we used to ask for 5 for gas. It really wasn't reasonable, because you be getting like three gallons off that $5. And them 3 gallons, your car getting 30 miles, that's 90 miles, and somebody tell you to take them down the street for $5. Yeah, I'm like, I need gas money. So now you're going to really need that $5 gas money, and it's coming back in a way like we never seen before. So be prepared, guys, for that gas. Be prepared for shortages. We talked about a lot of these things last week. But these are all economic impacts as a result of the war in Ukraine. Speaking of the war in Ukraine, Zelensky has been doing a lot of things. He's been making this big push to try to have talks and negotiations with Russia. And in this and through these talks, they did agree to somewhat of a ceasefire in these certain cities to give Ukraine time to evacuate their people, to give them time to get their elderly out, the children, the women, to bring in some well-needed materials and medical supplies like insulin. However, Russia has been accused of breaking this ceasefire agreement, and I really predicted it. When I heard that they were trying to create the no-fly zone or the ceasefire, Zelensky at this point, he was just super brave guy last week, but now he is begging for his life, for his rights, the life of his people. He's begging for his country, and he is starting to seem like he needs help, and he cannot defend against Russia, which is understandable. Like I said, Russia boasts one of the best militaries in the world. However, I just felt like Putin, if I'm going to invade you, I'm here to invade you. Forget the ceasefire and all that. It's wartime. Grab your guns and fight. I don't want to hear nothing about no stoppage, no this, I need that. Let's fight. Grab your guns. Let's shoot. It's like the streets, man. I don't think Putin can be trusted. I think Putin feels like he's in complete control and power. He wants to complete this invasion. He wants to take it over. And ultimately, he doesn't fear anyone. He doesn't fear the U.S. And, to be honest, we're looking kind of weak. Zelensky has been asking for this no-fly zone over Ukraine to stop these air attacks. Please, no-fly zones where no one can fly over here, and these air attacks cannot continue to go on, because they've been blowing some stuff up over there and sending some, jets through there with missiles and things like that. So it's been getting ugly in Ukraine, and Zelensky's trying to create that no-fly zone. However, Putin said, man, if anybody try to say it's a no-fly zone over here, I'm going to take that as a direct threat and a direct act of war, and you're an active nation in an act of war. And he mean that he basically threatened them, like he putting his chest out, basically. If you play and you try to get involved in any strategic way, you limit my strategic ability to attack Ukraine, I'm going to take that as a sign of war, that you want to be in here too. And you know what's going to happen. So it's going crazy. It's looking bad. We even allowed Russia to come here into America and fly back out with these individuals. So a lot of people are like, dang, y'all just letting Russia pull up like that? How you going to sanction us? And then y'all over here allowing us to come work in your hood. So it's getting crazy. Those sanctions are doing a bit too. While we on the topic of Biden, man, this dude, and I talked about this a few weeks ago, like, he did the State of the Union address, and it was, let's not talk about the whole address. Let's talk about a specific point. A lot of black activists and civil rights leaders, they were left with a lot to be desired from his State of the Union address. Again, like I told you guys, everything that he promised in his office, he has not done anything. They said in this State of the Union address, he is so far away from the promises of social justice and social equity and equality that he didn't even say the word black in his speech. He didn't even say the word race. He didn't even say the word black in his speech. And that's even when mentioning the potential first black Supreme Court justice woman in the history of the 230 years they've been alive. He still didn't say the first black woman, Ketanji Brown. He didn't even say black then. This guy is avoiding any and all conflict in a State of Union address because he is trying to now appease people Because again, he is weak. Come on now. You supposed to stand on what got you in office. Told y'all not to fall for these tricks, man, but y'all fell for the tricks. Now he's in office and now he won't even say the word black, let alone help black people. But we got to stop Asian hate bill put into law. This is crazy. This is just what I'm talking about, man. And at the end of the day, this is what we have to live with in our country. Gas prices going up. Our president won't say the word black. Russia don't care about no ceasefire agreement. And no one has to be held accountable for the death of black people in America. That's what it seems like, man. This is very unfortunate, man. Y'all stay tuned with us. Make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts on these issues and topics. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any other episodes. Again, this is the 336 podcast, airing on Sundays and Wednesdays. It is your boy, 336. Y'all stay sucker free out there. Zip!